Hey everyone, welcome into TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs. Looking to freshen up your happy hour with cocktail recipes that are sure to impress? You'll find more at specsonline.com. We're here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Today's show, Nick, I don't know, I feel like I was the grumpy curmudgeon on the program.
I'm there with you. I just didn't get to talk as much,
Yeah, I mean, I felt like OB was a little bit more
he was
rational.
he was definitely rational, and maybe that's like he mentioned it himself. Maybe that has to do with him. He's didn't go to. He's a what would you say? He's a honorary Aggie, but didn't go to A&M. So maybe he's got a different perspective than we do. But yeah, that loss, rubbed us a little bit wrong. But again, as Luke said, bigger tournament next week.
Yeah, bigger tournament. But right now, we're not next week. We're right now still wallowing in it. Anyway, we reacted to it on the show. We had Luke Evangelist on the show. We had Billy Liucci on the show. We had the baseball roundtable. Are they starting to figure things out? We're about to find out. It's the Rewind. Check it. What a buzzkill here on a casual Friday. TexAgs Live presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studios. It's not about one game or a couple of games. It's about a reoccurring nightmare against your rival who's laughing. A&M losing yesterday in the SEC tournament to the University of Texas, the 13th rated team in the conference, I should say, in a game where I don't think A&M looked like the better team at all, except for a little short stint. We're going to talk all about it this morning here, and I know their season will be defined by what they do, in March. But right now, bitter pill to swallow. Let's go to the Buffy's Catering Hotline. Olin Buchanan was there in Nashville for the entire game. OB, good morning, man.
Yeah, good morning, David.
Kind of echo my sentiments, just...
Yeah, tough loss. I kind of agree they didn't look like the better team. Texas was more desperate, and of course that helps them. And yet, A&M had more turnovers, or had a lot of turnovers, missed a lot of free throws, made a lot of free throws, but missed a lot, and yet was in a position, not only could they have won the game, they should have won the game.
Yeah.
And that's some of the things that's alarming to me is in a crunch time. Look, Wade Taylor made 17 of 18 free throws. The rest of the team shot 45% at the foul line. So when the game is on the line, I don't understand why you don't seek him out to get him the ball. Why some guys just, I'm gonna take it on myself, especially when they're not making shots. So that's something I just can't figure out. But look, if there's not a timeout that takes away a Wade Taylor 3-pointer, you got a 7-point lead with a minute 20 to go.
Yeah,
that doesn't guarantee victory, but it sure puts you in control. A&M missed free throws at the most inopportune times.
As of today, outside of an Elite Eight run, I'm going to be thinking about that game a little bit more than I should.
And that's what you want in college sports. That's why rivalries matter so much, that all people remember is the kick six or 4th and 31, or it took A&M basketball winning 6 games in a row for people to forget about what happened in Austin. And quite frankly, it's going to take a similar run for people to forget what happened in Nashville, because that's what you want in a rivalry game. You want it to mean more. You want it to sting more when you lose and feel extra great when you win. And unfortunately, A&M wins the 3-game series with a plus 14-point differential, but they lost 2 of 3 games to a Texas team that they essentially let in the NCAA tournament. If they're going to make the tournament, I'm not speaking in complete fact here. There's still a chance they get left out. But the brutal fact of the matter is, if A&M wins in Austin or A&M wins in Nashville, they are keeping their rival out of the NCAA tournament. And A&M fans are probably sleeping a little bit better today.
They all would sleep better if they don't go on an 8-bar pub crawl after midnight, Luke.
What? Tell me more. I need more information.
When in Nashville or when in Rome, you do as the Nashvillians do. And so you have to experience all the Nashville places. And that's what some of us did last night. And OB was right there by my side.
For one of them.
OB,
For one of them.
how long did you last? You know.
Whoa, pause.
Look, you guys, come on, be honest now. If the Aggies go to the let's say Sweet 16 or Elite 8, you're really still going to be grousing about losing to Texas.
Yeah.
What's more important to you? What's more important to A&M fans?
OB, it's
Texas?
more important to go to the Elite 8 or the Sweet 16. Absolutely.
Well, they didn't have anything bigger to play for than beating Texas yesterday. So I definitely don't want it to sound like that, because that's not even close to true. I think the players should. I think when you see burnt orange across from you, just like Michigan, Ohio State, just like Alabama, Auburn, you want it to be that kind of rivalry. Your blood should boil when you see that color. I mean, period. I sat right there and watched the whole thing, watched the competitiveness of both teams. And I was sitting with, in our group, it was several Aggies and then neutral observer who went to Florida, big basketball guy, and he thought it was a just outstanding game to watch just from a competitive standpoint. And when you're sitting there and you watch these guys on both teams try to guard each other, when I saw Mark foul out right in front of me on that play on Wade, just how emotionally and physically exhausted he was and devastated he was that he fouled out of that game. You saw, like I said, Henry Coleman fighting for rebounds and loose balls, Pharrell Payne doing the same there late in the game, and just Zurich fighting through all those, there was one missed shot after another there on the stretch for him. It was rough, but he's just battling through it. Like, these dudes all on both sides treated the rivalry the way it was supposed to be. That wasn't just, 50 minutes of basketball. That was Texas A&M and Texas. That was the Aggies and the Longhorns. So they treated it as such. They just played a crap first half, period. And it was 27 points in the first half and some foul trouble and turning the ball over and rush shots. It just wasn't – I thought, just in summary real quick, I thought Texas came out and said, we have got to play way more physical than we normally ever play to play with these guys. And I think it took the Aggies a minute to adjust, too long to adjust to say, okay.
Coach Early has to figure out how to deal with all that. And in the moment, it's probably hard. But as you just keep doing it and you keep doing it, you find your own identity as a coach. And after he came in here and sat with us, he went on a podcast with D1 Baseball. And from what I was told, they were blown away by his kind of, I guess, emerging confidence and swagger in the seat. And that's just going to come with time in the saddle. Like I said, you go look at Rob Childress's tenure. By the time he was done at Texas A&M, how many years had he been here, Scotty? 16, 17?
17 years.
And then the previous head coach comes in. He had been in the chair for 22 years when he came here. Mark Johnson had been in the chair for a long time before he was let go. Mike Early, this is his first time to do this stuff. Yeah. He's going to get better about how to deal with ups and downs in a season, how to deal and how to form his own identity as a head coach. We're watching it happen. And so I think a little bit more patience with him will also pay off in the long run. But it's just been, I thought it was refreshing yesterday.
I agree. And look, I'm going to use a very bad example, but I think one that we can all kind of understand and resonate with. I had been a broadcaster for a long time before I got the TexAgs, but feeling comfortable in this chair took time, and I had been doing it for a long time. So, and the expectations of filling in for a guy or coming in after a guy who did it for a long time. Schloss had a lot of success. He's got the same group. He's coming in and trying. So I understand the transition part. We still want to see the results, but we all have had new roles. You're laughing.
Nothing.
Oh, about transitions, like where we have to you have to learn in the saddle, as you said. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sorry, I'll share it off there.
Okay.
I think you're right. When Mark Johnson replaced Tom Chandler, he had been an assistant coach here. a kind of a head coach in waiting kind of situation. It wasn't exactly the same, but he was a younger guy who had skins on the wall as an assistant and was well respected in the game, and that's very similar. You look at Rob Childers, who came in for the exact same thing. Bill Byrne talked about being co-head coaches.
All right, Nick, tell the people.
You got to like, comment, subscribe. Keep it tuned to TexAgs for all of our content, and join us again on Monday.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.